on the agenda is approve the minutes from November 14th.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Do you have a packet?
Any
I do.
opposed?
Sorry about that.
Very good. Thank you.
Ayes have it. So next item is the Prairie Dog exhibit, plans and expenditures. Jake?
Yep. Alright, so basically we kind of, seems like we all agreed on this is, something that we would like to add to our zoo. So in front of you, I think we just broke down what things are gonna be costing, to acquire the prairie dogs, 8 of them, $3,000. The concrete, the material and the labor to do the 7-foot walls, was $10,000. The material for, the prairie dogs to live in, so like it's a sand clay mixture, $1,000. And then if we do go forward with this, the glass enclosure is probably can be over $25,000. I did get a price from KMW, and they were at $37,000. So if we were gonna go, like I said, forward with this, we would have to do a public bid. But obviously the glass is something, can be the last thing that we do. Running the water line and drain it, we would just be tying into a manhole that is near this area that we decided to take the prairie dog. We would just connect that to a manhole which has storm and sewage already in there. And then again, we would just have to be removing some of the garden that's there and then excavating the soil for the footers and the concrete walls. And then we got in touch with the zoo in Green Bay. They gave us a company that built their tunnel that the kids can crawl through and kind of pop up in the middle. And they gave me an estimate of about $3,500 for them to build it and ship it to us. So obviously this is not gonna cost $311,000. So we're still gonna have money left over to do something else, at the zoo. Just something that council has to approve and food chain.
It's not in our budget, so we gotta go to finance, I think.
Probably, and say the funding source is Teskey funds, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't
Should be a
sure.
formality, but.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think the grant specifically says it has to go to council for the grant, doesn't it?
Oh, does it?
I thought
Okay.
it said that.
Really?
Yeah, we read over everything again and it's approval by you, but also
Well, even so,
council.
Yep.
money already earmarked.
Yep. Yep.
Jake, just out of curiosity, I mean, like the K&M quote of 37, do we know, so we know what size this is?
Yep.
What
Yeah,
are the,
we gave them a layout, I think it's 110 feet of actual like square, of like footage. So it'll be 110 feet of glass, it'll be 3 feet high. And it gets expensive because it's, you know, it's a ½ inch thick, and then like the back side of it is like we have they came out with an idea of like making like a glass door so the zookeeper can get in and out of the exhibit to feed the animals and take care of them. I think that's something that they did not do at the zoo in Green Bay, and they said it was kind of a pain in the butt because they didn't have a door.
so it's 110 by, or that's the whole square?
It's
That's the
It's like-
perimeter.
36 feet in front, so it kind of makes like a, not quite a rectangle.
Gotcha.
36 by 12 by 12 by 36,
I see.
Is there a,
12 by 12, if you can picture that.
Yeah.
is there a drawing or some kind of a view of what this is?
We had one at the last meeting, I thought. I can email it out.
I don't remember.
remember seeing that either.
Okay.
Send it out.
Thought we
Okay.
sent one.
I
I
believe
thought
it.
we had two, but I'll send it out tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think, I
Okay.
think I have a hard copy of it.
I remember seeing a kid going through it too, but I can't remember if.
I thought that was from a different zoo.
Right.
That was Green
yeah.
Bay.
Mhm.
That was the Green Bay one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, but yeah, it was,
Mhm.
yeah, I see, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if it was all together in there.
I can check if I.
So I didn't realize that, so that custom crawl tunnel is for kids to crawl through, so I didn't understand.
Not necessarily, I mean, you just pop up kind of, so you can see.
You can use it too, Dave.
Well, I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it big enough.
It's gonna
Like
be,
you're at
gonna
the
have to
bank.
really be custom.
You feel like you're at the bank. You can send through.
And
It's
you
not-
wouldn't, and you wouldn't be able to get one that I fit in for $3,500.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it'd be a good addition, I think, to the zoo.
Mhm.
I mean, if this is the cost, it's a lot less, I guess, than what I would've guessed at,
Me too.
you know.
Yeah,
So if this is what we're totally looking at for the cost, and I take it that it is, I'd make a motion that we go forward with it.
I'll second the motion.
You wanna do a not to exceed number again, or do you wanna do a not to exceed amount, or, I mean, this still has to go out for bid, so we're not probably exactly sure, but I'll come back, I would think it'd come back around there.
Well, see, not to
I
exceed
think let it come
60.
back, to me, let it come back and see what,
Oh,
I mean, if it's way over or something, you know.
yep,
Right now, we're at about $56,000 right now with everything added up.
So the 10,000 concrete, so we're doing that internally?
We are hiring that out.
Okay.
And for the glass enclosure, Jake, is that like one or two specialized companies that you get a bid from, or can you get local bids on that?
I would love to stay local, but because it's over a $25,000 project, we have to do public bidding. So,
Who else is there?
it would be,
K&W, yeah.
it would be open up to the state wide for people to bid on.
It doesn't need to be specialized, like a specialized contractor though. You know what I'm saying? Cause
yeah.
it's a zoo.
not, right, being that it's a zoo, it's not a specialized type of glass. K&W could do it, or another local company would have the capability. Jake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Yes, yep, K&W, that's what I met with first, was K&W. They originally gave us the price quote, and then, been talking to Sue Schill, she said it's gotta go with the public bid. I guess I was just confused because technically it's not taxpayers' money, so I didn't think it had to, but it does.
Still a good thing.
Yeah. It still makes sense. I got no problem with the bidding process. I was just curious if it was one of those things where there's only like two
Right.
manufacturers or installers in the country or some crazy thing like that.
For once.
Oh.
That it isn't.
What would your next steps be? I mean, to firm this up, or however, what comes next?
Well, it would have to go, as you guys said, it has to go to finance
Yeah.
and council, and then after they would approve it, we would probably start, excavating, I would say at the end of February. And then the gentleman who's gonna do the concrete for us, he said early March would
Probably
be
put the bids
ideal
out
for
first.
him, for his
See what
schedule
the
to get
bids
that
are
done.
first, or-
So you're looking at a couple days of concrete work, probably 2 or 3 days of concrete work.
Yeah, we could do
And we already have, a connection on how we would get the prairie dogs, through, Fantasy Corral again. So I guess, to answer your question, Tom, I guess the next step would be getting this approved and then wait a month and a half, 2 months to start digging and continue on with the work.
I'm guessing they want something a little firmer.
How firm are these numbers?
Well, they're all pretty firm except for the glass. But obviously, if you look at $37,000 is going to be the highest bid that we would get, so we obviously would take a low bid. But it's not, obviously it's not gonna exceed $37,000, because then if it does, we would accept the $37,000 bid. If that makes sense.
So is the city's procedure that you get the three, formal bids first before approval, or do they just approve the project knowing that we're gonna take low bid or something? What does that look like?
I think what we did with the dog park was that we had gotten some estimates, but the fencing still has to go out for public bid, which I think just is going on now. And then that's when we did kind of like a not to exceed kind of number.
I would think we could do a not to exceed to like 65 or something, so that we're covered, and then send that to council.
Potentially, yeah.
Fine.
Cause I think council would wanna probably see a number.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
You wanna modify your motion to not to exceed a certain number?
Not to exceed, 60,000.
I'll modify amend my second then to that.
So you're approving moving forward on the prairie dog exhibit with the amount not to exceed $60,000.
That's the motion, yeah.
And then needs to,
On the glass
and then needs to go to
enclosure.
finance and council.
On the glass enclosure.
On the glass enclosure.
Well, so we have a motion and a second, all in favor,
That's
say
clear.
aye.
No, I think it sounds good, yeah.
Aye.
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 So send that to finance.
Will they get it already
The
this?
amount on the glass.
No, we
enclosure
met
not to
already.
exceed-
65 or something.
No, total
In
project.
total, that's what I thought, okay.
60,000.
It's at the glass enclosure. Just wanted to be sure I had them.
But the important number is the glass number.
Yep.
What'd you put down for that, Dawn, I guess?
I said a motion by Tom, seconded by Dean to approve moving forward on the prairie dog exhibit with amount not to exceed $60,000. So I would say total amount.
Total cost.
Total costs not to
Is that for the
exceed.
total?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Maybe I should've went with the 65.
Well, I
Maybe it said
assume
there.
that's what you meant originally.
Well,
I think-
I don't think that the.
I think 60's fine if you
Yeah,
said.
he said he won't,
If it
we'll
goes
take
over,
the
then-
37 if
Then just bring it back,
if it's
yeah.
the
Bring it
lowest
back,
bid,
yeah,
so.
okay.
It'd be local then, but if somebody else comes in under 37, this has gotta be below 60.
Right, yep.
Okay. Sounds good. So what's the life expectancy of a prairie dog anyway?
I thought they said like 11 to 13 or something like that. It can't
Really?
be- I thought so,
And they're gonna be done through fantasy, so we're not gonna be housing them over the
as far as
winter?
I know.
Hmm.
I believe so. Is that right, Jay?
We would be owning them.
Oh, we would be owning them, okay.
Yep.
They do.
Yeah, they hibernate in the winter, right?
They hibernate.
Well, they stay at Jake's house in the winter.
I'm surprised at the cost of them too.
Me too.
They pretty much hibernate all winter.
They're not super expensive, $3,000 for 8 prairie dogs.
Boy, there's millions of them probably out in the Dakotas, they're like litter.
Yeah, it says 8 to 10 years in the wild, so.
Wow.
Okay, moving on to the next item, which is, consider changes and upgrade to the aquatic center chemicals.
All right, I brought this up, I think, a couple months ago on, changing some things out, go over to the CO2 instead of using our sulfuric acid. I kinda just wrote up some stuff on, give you guys some background on why is CO2 better, the benefits of using Calpol instead of our liquid chlorine. I know, Tom, you asked, what it would cost for us to purchase our own tanks. They got back to us and it was $14,000 to buy, 2 tanks. And, tanks, I asked, how long they last. their own tanks. Everyone that they work with, they rent the tanks from them. So I mean, if we did buy our own tanks after 6 years, they wouldn't be paid for. I guess if you wanna look at it that way. So in 2020, we did get our, if we didn't change anything, just on what the prices are gonna be on our liquid chlorine and our sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid went up to $179 per tank. Last year we paid, I think we paid $118 per tank, so it went up $60 in 1 year, and the price is just gonna continue to go up and up. Cents a pound, and this is something that they would keep track of. If we're getting low, they come and fill the tanks. I think Lincoln, pretty sure Lincoln has a CO2, and they have nothing but good things to say about it. It's a safer chemical. Technically, I mean, if it was an indoor pool, I would be a little worried about it. But right now we're running sulfuric acid and liquid chlorine, mixing those together isn't the best thing to be doing. You know, you get, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this before, but like indoor pools, you ever heard them getting gassed out because they're mixing two liquid chemicals together, and sometimes that does happen. It creates a big bubble and it goes into the pool. And then with the Cal Hypo, we would be replacing the liquid chlorine with the Cal Hypo. What the Cal Hypo is, it's like little hockey pucks of chlorine that we use instead of the liquid chlorine. Again, it's safer. And then the parts that we took off that we don't use for our BEC system that for whatever reason they installed when they built the pool, Caraco would be purchasing those back from us, and in return they would be doing all the installation, and then also giving us the feeders for the Cal Hypo, and those feeders are $7,000 a piece, so that would not be any charge to us. Like I said, we just be trading in the equipment that we don't use.
So Jake, they install the equipment
So you
with
can
the,
see on the bottom, our initial cost. Yep. They installed equipment that basically was used for indoor pool. I couldn't tell you why, but that's what they did.
Really?
It's there is meters to read our chlorine, which we don't have to do. So yeah, I don't know why they installed it, but they did. So when I was there the first year, we took it off right away. And it's just been sitting in one of our rooms, and I asked them, and they said, sure.
and they'll take them, you're saying?
They'll take them, and then they'll give us the feeders for the Cal Hypo. So just not trading.
Okay. That's weird.
So as you can see on the bottom, then we will have some initial costs. We're running all the pipes to the CO2 tanks, so that installation will be about $3,500 plus shipping. And then our rental fee for the CO2 tanks. And then, like I said before, they would be, the only initial cost for the Cal Hypo feeders would be them coming in, installing everything. Just under $6,000 for that. think that the amount of money that we're gonna save, I mean, it's projected to save $7,000 on chemicals, which to me is quite a bit of money.
So am I reading this right, the costs are about, call it 12 grand?
Um,
3,500 plus 2,400 plus 59.95?
yeah, well, the $2,400 will be, a rental fee for the summer. So each year,
Yeah,
we would have to pay that $2,400.
Right.
Yep, around 12,000.
and these savings, the 6,700, is that annual?
Yes. Well, yeah, if we would be, yes, annually. So like if we budgeted this year $25,000 for chemicals, we would only be using like, what would that be, $18,000 instead of $25,000?
Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, payback on it's really quick.
Yeah.
Any other further discussion? I agree, it seems like a no-brainer, so I'm gonna move to approve this.
And it's safer. I'll second it.
Yeah.
Remember that liquid chlorine? And sulfuric acid.
Second?
Wait, Shane, you seconded?
It doesn't matter.
Tom
on.
did.
Doesn't
Tom
matter.
did?
I don't care.
Tom can have it. Seniority.
So a motion and a second to move forward with the conversion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Update on,
Awesome, thank you.
update on the dog park.
So yeah, this is, I think, Paul said it's day number 3 that, Dan Phelps has been over there, removing the down trees. He's kinda, right now, he's kinda working on the east side, actually would be the south side of the park, kinda pushing everything
So it's right here.
through the middle, like building like
But
a
not
big
through the
windrow
middle.
for, so it's actually changing up there today.
Yes, I went there and checked it out today.
Yeah, it's looking good. He's really moving along quickly.
So where it says large dog park, approximately 77.2 acres, there's a line and a big stack of logs and underbrush, big line of it, and then what they'll bring in is the chipper will come in, Klafka, and then they'll just run along that and grab it and put it in and chip it out, and then I'll clear all that out the middle. So they're kinda making a big line down the middle. And then I think he was getting ready to head over to the other side of the green line to start working over here. But this is all pretty wide open. If you go down Oak Street, you can see inside here through this kind of opening, through here, you can kind of see in there, and it's,
I just went by there
Yeah.
on the way here.
yeah, he's made quick work of it. It's going much faster than they thought, which is good for the budget.
What's the green line for again?
That's the ditch.
Oh.
Well, it used to be, what creek was that? Do you remember, Jake?
I don't remember, no.
But-
I don't know if it was ever really correct, but
It might have been a long, long time ago,
So
but.
dry creek bed, basically.
Yeah,
It's a
the,
runoff
the,
thing.
the engineer,
Probably
or the
stormwater.
DNR said we could fill it in, so.
Oh.
They've got fill, and there's big mounds over by the creek that they're gonna fill in there.
Cause I thought that was
I
a
think
issue
tomorrow
when we
they're
were looking at the
gonna
site.
start grading the park.
What was that?
Great.
Grading,
I
I think.
said, I
Oh.
think tomorrow they're gonna start grading the parking lot.
Nice.
So it's moving along. I think like Shane said earlier, the fencing bid is going out to the public here, I think by tomorrow. So we'll get that up and out to everybody.
I walked that whole space to the creek basically, or to that ditch, and, it's wide open, that'll be a nice dog run.
It's nice, but there'll be some shade too.
Yep,
which
there's
is
still
nice.
trees, they left some trees up, and, then there'll be trees on the border, and,
Mhm.
7 acres, and it'll take a while to find your dog.
Exactly.
Especially in the trees.
But yeah, definitely should have plenty of room to roam and run.
Nice.
So I'm pretty much trying to stay in contact with Jake and Paul Vollert, and we're just scrutinizing the budget, making sure that, it's keeping in line and.
So do we have a ETA that we think,
You know, I think they're working on it as, you know, they've got pretty much all winter cut in between that, and they'll probably work over at the zoo and, but, so yeah, they're hoping, Jake, any idea when Clapdale's coming in? I think they're doing something down in the town of Rome, and then when they get done there, they're gonna come up here.
okay.
Yeah, I have not heard when he would be coming.
But I think.
Slowly.
You're really slowed down when you speak, so that's why we're laughing. I think by tomorrow, were they gonna be done?
Oh, great.
Were they gonna be done tomorrow? I think, you know, will Dan be done, Dan's part be done tomorrow? I can't remember, but they've
I
moved.
don't think so.
Is it, okay. Or was it just on the east side of the ditch?
Move on to the other side of
Okay,
that pile.
the east side will be done by tomorrow morning,
Correct.
and then they'll move to the other smaller spot on the other side.
On the east side.
Okay, so,
Yep.
sounds good. Under the audit of the bills. Great view.
Yep, so I reviewed the bills. The only thing that was mildly confusing, I answered it myself, so clearly it wasn't that complicated, is under UniFirst, which is like, I don't know, close to the bottom, 8227, which is not a large dollar amount, but the invoice has other items included on that were applied to a different aspect of the city budget. So what is our problem, Park, is 8227. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if you look at the invoice, it's not for 8227, it's for a larger number.
Oh.
See
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
broken apart.
Yep.
Yep, there's a lot of it in that one.
But aside from that, everything is accounted for and,
Sounds good.
yep.
Okay, staff reports.
Did somebody approve? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a motion to approve the bills?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That was you and me.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay, staff reports.
Let's see here. So our winter activities have been set up and classes have begun. We added a couple of different things this time around. Art classes, we've got a charcoal drawing class I'm hoping to get filled up. It looks really fun. That is somebody else coming in to actually hold that class for us. What's it called? Charcoal. What's his name? Charcoal Innovations? Is that what it is? Oh my gosh. Anyways, that one, I'll start sending more emails out about that one, so watch your email, cause I'll probably be trying to get people to join the class. Babysitting, we've got our instructor trained and ready to go. The first class is set for Monday, if we have enough people, signed up for that. And then we also have body weight boot camp classes set up, hoping to get some more people to join those classes, so. Other than that, the ice pond is up and running. We've had some issues with the ice. Last week we did have to close for most of the week because it was poor ice conditions because of the warm temperatures. But I'll have to check the log there. I'm not sure how busy they've been. They have been selling some of the concessions we've got there. We just have hot chocolate and cappuccino and water. And I've seen some reports that they've been selling some things, so there's been some traffic there. Season pass renewals started in mid-November, and we've been selling quite a few of those, a lot of them for Christmas presents. And it just got the reloadable gift cards in, and we've been selling those as well. So that'll be nice to carry a balance on a little card, and we can use that anywhere. It'll be for any of our programs or at the Aquatic Center. So,
Can I buy concessions with that and stuff?
yep.
Oh, good.
Yep, should be able to use it for anything, and you could do classes too, if you wanted to get a gift for somebody. Sometimes get people that
Mhm.
purchase a class for somebody else. Yeah. Jake has a report.
Jake, do you have any reports?
Maybe?
Yep.
Okay.
We've been doing our normal building maintenance, programs. We now are, overseeing, we took over everything over at the library. And the 2 fire stations. And shows the big event, what they can find at the library.
Hey, Jake. Jake.
And, just snow removal, the month of December, tree trimming,
Not gonna work.
Happy.
Just save it for next month.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
Tell him Shane's getting him a new iPad.
I'm gonna take a nap, it sounds like.
Took down Christmas decorations downtown.
Oh, no, that's fast.
How is that even physically possible?
It'll go from slow to super fast.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Hey, Jake,
Yeah,
we didn't catch any of that, but save it for next month.
Just carry it over.
alright.
It's only when he's gonna say something important. One word answers, and we got him loud and clear. He's gonna give his report, and it's a whole jumbled mess.
All right, so, that being
There
said,
we go.
you don't need to report Jake's report in minutes.
No, it was leggy, it was fast.
I'd like to see it.
I don't know if I can translate
Yeah.
that.
If he's got it written, just send it out.
Yeah, you just email it to us, yeah.
Okay, so, anything else? Moving that, brings us to item 8, which is adjournment.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Next month.
Let's hope that we don't